love God so much, and He does so much for us.
Yes, He does. Amen.
He is worthy of our praise. He's worthy of every ounce of praise we give Him.
Thank you, Lord.
I mean, if He did nothing else but sit on the throne, He's worthy of our praise.
Yes, amen.
He paid an ultimate price. He sent His Son to pay an ultimate price for us.
Thank you, Lord.
That we would never have to worry about death, about hell,
Amen. Amen.
about sickness, sadness. We can never repay that. What I want to talk this morning about is about us giving everything that we have. Everything that we have. It doesn't matter who you are, what you have, where you're at in life, where you're at on the food chain. It doesn't matter anything about you. It's about you giving everything that you have. It's about you giving everything that you have. And here's what I find, that tithing is easy for a lot of people. Because they've already set that money aside. They know that they're going to give their 10% or whatever it is to God. And that's all they got to do. That's easy for them. It's easy for me because my wife writes the checks out and I don't even know. But I know we're paying them. Because I have trust in her that she's writing them things out, and every Sunday morning she's writing it while I'm driving. And so I know that they're getting paid. And I thank God for being able to do that. But what God wants for me is not the easy gifts that I can give Him.
Amen.
It's the things that hurt.
Yes.
It's the things that are hard. It's the things that we don't have enough of. If I've got enough money to pay my 10% of tithes or whatever I pay above and beyond, or whatever it is that you pay above and beyond your tithes, God still wants all of you.
Yes, He does.
Amen.
He wants everything you are.
Yes.
And then He has everything you have.
Amen.
Because He completely
Yes.
rebuilds. Whenever that cup
Thank you, Lord.
runs dry, it gets refilled, right?
Amen.
When that job runs out, He's got another one waiting.
All right.
Yes, He does.
He's got another one waiting.
Amen.
There's a reason why there's a period of time
Amen.
in there.
Yes.
Maybe it's to get yourself prepared for what you're getting ready to go into.
Thank you, Lord.
But God will not let you sit
Amen.
Praise
without supplying your needs.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
He knows what we need.
Yes,
Before we go in and they tell us we don't have a job anymore, or before we go in and somebody tells us some bad news that we don't want to hear, He's already prepared the way for you. So you've got to trust. It's a trust thing. It's a faith thing that we've got to have, that we've got to be able to put everything we have into God and believe.
Amen.
That's right.
How many puts their money in the bank?
Some of it.
Probably that's about everybody. There's not that many people burying it with mason jars anymore. It all goes to a bank because there's automatic withdrawals, automatic deposits, all those things now. But what do you actually know about your bank? Not a whole lot. You know that whenever you go to deposit, you've generally got money there. You've got an account that they can put it in. You know that if you write a check over what you have in there, that they're going to charge you a penalty,
Oh, yeah.
right? But what do we know? We put everything that we have, we go work all week long, all month long, all whatever it is, and we give everything we have, we let it go right in there without us ever seeing it.
Amen.
So we got faith in the banking system, which is craziness anyway. We probably shouldn't.
Amen.
But we have faith in the banking system. But why can't we have total faith in God to know that We've done what we're supposed to do. We're praying. We've asked Him to forgive us. We come and we worship God. And so why do we not have the faith just to automatically know that my needs are met? I have the faith to get my checkbook out and write a check because they told me they put my check in the bank. But I can't believe that if I pray that I'm going to be healed, that it's going to be an instant thing. Well, some things just take time. Why?
Amen. All right.
Why should they? If I'm giving all of myself, if I'm giving everything that I am to God, why would He not do me just like the crippled guy sitting out at the gate? Rise up and walk!
Amen.
Walk away and be healed.
Yeah.
Why would I have to wait? We don't have to wait, church.
Yeah, that's Eli.
That's right. We've got an instant God.
All right.
Nettie and Wyatt.
And I believe that if we believe and pray, we're going to get instant results. I believe we're going to see things happen right now. But I want to start out in Luke 21. And it says, in the King James Version, and he looked up and saw rich men casting their gifts into the treasury. And he also saw a certain poor widow casting in thither 2 mites. And he said, of a truth, I say unto you that this poor widow has cast in more than they all.
Amen.
For all these have their abundance cast in unto the offering of God, but she of her penury hath cast in all the living that she had.
Amen.
She cast in all the living that she had. Said that everybody else gave out of their abundance. It was easy for them to give. But she gave everything that she had. She gave everything that she had. And this morning I want to talk about us giving everything that we have. Us giving the best of what we have, the least of. Because it's not a fit offering if it doesn't hurt. If it's not something that, I'm not saying that you shouldn't give if you've got the means to give. But be giving everything that you, be giving from yourself too. Because I'll tell you this, it's a whole lot easier for me to write a check than it is to give my time because I don't have very much time. My time is very limited. I envy people that can just go sit back on the beach and just have a good time or swim or go and play golf or just do things like Brother Larry does. Go fishing or, just take the time. My time, it seems like, is always took up, and I don't have that leisure time to go and just do things that I want to do. So for me to break down and give time to the church and give time to going and helping in other ministries and doing things like that, that's the harder thing for me to do, is give of my time. So that's the thing that I need to give the most of. And if I give my time, He redeems my time. He gives me time back. I find that whenever I'm giving of myself, I have time to do things that I need to do or want to do. Not maybe in abundance. There's a lot of times that I'm just tired and I want to sit in my recliner and not move. Especially now that I'm getting old. But I find myself, if I can give of my time, of myself, that's the hardest thing for me to do. Because it's easy to give other ways. but give of everything that I have, the hard things for me to give. God's going to bless them. God's going to bless them. And if we can give everything that we have, I found myself before saying, God, I don't have the time to do that. Where am I going to find the time to do this? Oh, wow, somebody gave me a new job. Somebody gave me a new job that I've got to go do. How am I going to fit that one in? My wife probably heard me say that a bunch. Maybe not exactly like that, but that was a little rougher than I probably say it. But somebody always has something for you to do.
Amen.
And you wonder, how in the world am I going to fit this in? But when I do, God blesses me with time. He gives me time. I want to read this in the Amplified Bible. It says, looking up, he saw the rich people putting in their gifts into the treasury, and he saw a poor widow putting in her 2 small copper coins. He said, truly I say to you, this poor widow has put in more than all of them, for they all put in gifts from their abundance, but she, out of her poverty, put in all she had to live on. Everything that she had, she gave. And I've told this story before, but I'll go ahead and tell it again. We had like a $2 to our name. And we were at a church service one night and just put it in. And we needed bread at home and different things. And the next day, we got a call. Hey, there's a letter over here for you. So we went and picked it up, and it was a check for $400 and some for a profit sharing in a company that I'd worked for a long time ago, before that. And it was just a profit sharing check that I got.
Amen.
Some dollars.
Yeah.
But don't tell me that God's not on time, that God doesn't give us what we need. There's been times that I had some money put up. And it was hard for me. It's easy for us to pay our tithes. It's easy for us to give of our income. But I had money put up in a jar in the top of my closet that I was saving up to work on my old truck. And I had about $800 in there, I'll tell you. And I had it, and I was saving it up, and I was going to buy some different parts, for my truck, my old truck that I was working on. And God told me one night to give it to this man. And I said,
Argue.
devil, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. I know that could be God telling me to give my money. That's my money that I've got a plan for. And it just kept on and kept on and kept on. I prayed about it. And it was the right thing for me to do. God was saying, give, and I'm going to give back to you.
Yeah.
And so I called that man up and I said, hey, I need you to come by here. So he came by and I gave it to him, and he just broke down and just started bawling. And it meant the world to him, because he was going through a major time in his life. And I can't even tell you the things that God has given me. My truck's still sitting at my brother-in-law's house in his shop, tore down. It's still tore down. It's not being rebuilt. But I can't tell you the other ways that God blessed me after that event. When I kept looking for my bucket to fill back up in my closet, and it hasn't. But there's been so many things that's came to me that God's blessed me with, that I just look around and say, thank you, God.
Amen.
Thank you, God. The things that I needed, that's something that I want, right? But things that I need, man, He has just abundantly blessed me with. I mean, I got blessed with a travel trailer and a four-wheeler and another truck, and all kinds of things just started coming, falling into place. You know, things that I've been, wanting or needing, they just started coming. And I don't even know how, but they did. And God's just blessed me because it was something that was hard for me to give. It wasn't just my offering. It was above and beyond. It was something that I was going to bless somebody else with that was hard for me to let go of. Your last 2 copper coins are going to be something that it's going to be hard for you to let go of, to put into an offering. Sometimes you might just say, well, this ain't going to do me any good, so bam, I'm going to give it in here. That's not really the giving spirit. But when it's something that you need, and you say, God, here's the thing. I need a loaf of bread, and two mites is not going to buy me a loaf of bread, but I'm giving this to you because it's all I have. It's everything that I have. I'm putting it in here, and I'm giving it to you. Because if we think about this, if we think about, and I've got the story up there, but I'll just kind of paraphrase it. The little boy came to hear Jesus speak. And there was about 5,000 people. And they were going to feed them because they were hungry. It was late in the day. And Jesus said, go find something and we'll feed them. Tell everybody to sit down. We'll feed them. And they come back to him and they said, how are we going to feed? We ain't got no food to feed them. And he said, well, we'll figure it out. Just make everybody sit down. And then they come back and said, hey, here's 5 loaves of bread and a couple of fish. But that's all we could get. Jesus said, just start serving it. And they had plenty left over. But here's where I want to go with that story. Had that boy not came to that meeting, and had he said, I'm just going to leave this stuff at home, or they didn't bring that offering to Jesus and say, here's 5 loaves of bread and 3 or a couple of fish. If they would have just told that kid, no, just keep it, take it back home, because that ain't going to do any good. Kind of like the offering that I'm saying, hey, I've only got 2 pennies, so I'm going to throw it in the offering because it ain't going to do me no good. We've got to be available. And we've got to trust and believe. Just like the bank account I was talking about at the beginning of this thing, we write a check on something that our work told us, I deposited that in your bank. And so we go out and we write a check. We take our card out and swipe it everywhere we go. We don't ever see that money. That money never goes to my hand. It goes straight to my bank. My wife keeps a good eye on it, and she knows what we have in there. Tells me all the time, you need to stop spending. We're broke, you need to stop spending. But that card's so easy to swipe. But I never see it, but I have to trust that it's in there. And I've got to trust God that if I show up, if I'm available, He can use me. No matter what status I have, no matter who I am, no matter what my background is, no matter what my financial situation is, no matter if I have a job or if I don't, God can use me.
Yes, amen.
God can take my life and He can make it everything that it needs to be. Everything it needs to be, but I've got to be available. I've got to be able to say, God, whatever it is, care if I don't have the time. I don't care if I don't have the money. You tell me what I need to do, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. What if we were having a meeting here, just like today, and the person that has the key to open this whole thing up stayed at home? We're not going to get it opened up, are we?
Amen.
God may supply somebody else. But it may be you. You may be the key to kicking this whole thing off. You may be the key to the explosion that happens here at this church. But if you're not available, if you're not willing to give of yourself, we're missing out.
Amen.
You're missing out. So we need to have our prayer today. God, let me be available. And let me have the faith and the trust in you to know that you're going to give me everything that I need. How can I? I mean, I look at people's situations. And I say, there's a lot of people that are hurting financially. There's a lot of people that don't have a whole lot. And I know that they feel that God cannot use them in an abundant way. That God can't use them to bless somebody in an abundant way. But how many's prayed for it? How many said, God, make me have the ability to help somebody else? But here's the thing. We walk around saying, oh, poor pitiful me. Who's going to come and help me?
Amen.
Who's going to give me something? We need to turn that around and say, what can I give of myself to somebody else so that they can be blessed, and in return I'm going to be blessed?
Amen.
Because if I give them something that hurts me, man, all I could think about when I was handing that guy that handful of cash, it was cold, hard cash. And the whole time I was handing it to him, it just was burning all inside my heart. But I knew that God had told me to give it to him. So I gave it to him. And after he pried it out of my hand, God blessed me. He started blessing me.
Praise God, yes.
But it was something that I wasn't even a thought in my head that I was going to bless somebody with that money. I could have gave them anything else that I had, but that was already spoken for. But God spoke to me. What is God speaking to you? What do you have that you can give? You say, I ain't got nothing. I don't have a house. I don't have a car. I don't have a job. I don't have very many clothes for my back. What do I have to give somebody? Tell you what. But if you have a breath,
Yes.
you can share Jesus.
Yes.
Amen.
If you don't have any monetary gifts to give somebody, if God hasn't blessed you with something to give somebody, start praying. God bless me with something that I can bless somebody else.
Amen.
Or the rustic cup thing. Christina, that's how she got me engulfed in this whole thing. She said, it's a gift. It's a gifting thing.
That's right.
You get them and you gift them to people. And I said, man, that is a pretty cool thing. You get them and you gift them to somebody. Problem is, she loves every one of them that she's got. And I said, well, why don't you give that away? And she said, this one's mine. I got this one for me. She gave several of them away. But it's hard we would give of ourselves, God would bless us that much more. We hold our blessings back a lot of times because we don't give of things that hurt.
Amen.
We give things that are comfortable. Okay, yeah, I rode this bike, the chain's loose on it. You know, the handlebars, the handle grips are coming off, everything else. If you need a bike, you can have it. But how many know that if I go down to Walmart and buy a brand new bike, and I say, you take this one, I'll keep this one. God's going to bring me what I need. He's going to give me a motorcycle. Or something better than what I had because I gave of myself. I didn't give just because it was convenient. I gave everything that I had. I didn't give the cheap thing. I gave the best of what I had. Amen. I had a new bicycle, so I gave them the new one. Brother Copeland and Brother Seville, they talk all the time about if you're going to give an airplane or you're going to give something to somebody, get it fixed. Don't give somebody some junk, because that's what God's going to give you back.
All right.
Give it to Him how you would want to receive it. So we've got to give the best of what we have every time. If we give everything we have and of everything we are, tithing, not going to get deep into tithing, but tithing, it's biblical that we give of our earnings, of what we have. The church has to have it to be able to survive.
Amen.
But giving of yourself and giving beyond your tithe, God will truly bless you. He will bless you. If you find something, man, I'm not saying give everything you have away, but start praying, God, show me what I can do for somebody that will help them, that will bless them, and God will show you. But you've got to be obedient when He shows you. Don't do like I did and start rebuking the devil. Because it hurts too much to give. Start saying, all right, God, I'll do it. And do it. And then just watch it. Start to your life start to flourish, start to grow, you'll start receiving things. I'm not saying that if you go up and give somebody $100 bill, you're going to just start receiving cash like it's going out of style. But man, God will bless you. God will bless you. But you've got to give it with the right spirit. Amen. Does everybody believe that?
Amen.
You've got to give it with the right spirit. You can't just go up and give it to somebody just because. You've got to pray about it. You've got to be led by God, and you've got to give it with the right heart. But I'm telling the church, be a giver. Don't worry about being a receiver. Everybody wants to be a receiver. Everybody wants to get something. Man, I've got family. Christina's got family. That they come over, and Carson, he come over every time he comes to our house. Can I have this? Can I have it? Can I have this? I say, no, that's mine. I have that for a reason. I had a Oakley sunglasses case sitting there. Can I have this? I don't have a case for my sunglasses. I said, well, if I give it to you, I won't either. I said, don't come here wanting everything that you see. But let's don't worry about being receivers. Let's worry about being givers. And then God is going to start bringing over and abundant blessings to you and I. Amen. If you believe that, say amen.
Amen.
All right. Everybody stand.
Yeah, Eli's right there.
I want to have you, if you can write this down and remember it, Psalms 84. 1 through 12. I was going to read that this morning. But it talks about praise, and it talks about giving everything that we have. Everything that we have, everything that we are. It talks about our soul being homesick and yearning for God's presence. Psalms 84, 1 through 12. Read that over this week. And meditate on that. On how I praise God. How do I give God everything that I am? Through my praise and through my worship and through my actions. It's not about going and selling everything that I have and giving it to the church. It's talking about giving everything that I am of myself. Doing things that are hard for me to do. Don't be comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone and do something. And God is going to bless you abundantly. Everyone will bow their heads. If there's anyone here today that needs Christ in their life, that's never accepted Him, or that's maybe accepted Him and gotten away, I want to ask you to come down and let us pray with you. Come down and let us pray with you today. If you need Christ in your life, that healing rain, that rain that's going to change me, that's going to change you, that's going to help us become what we need to be. It's falling. Is there anybody that needs anything else this morning? Need us to agree with you on something?